TMACOG.
TMACOG. TMACOG.
TMACOG.
TMACOG.
TMACOG.
TMACOG.
TMACOG.
TMACOG.
TMACOG.
Toledo Metropolitan Area Council of Governments.
TMACOG brings all the players to the table in the region to benefit the region so that everybody is involved and makes decisions so we can get tasks accomplished.
TMACOG, over its lifetime, has been an association. It's a council of governments. And so it isn't an entity that contacts others and says, this is what we have, how much of it do you want? We bring people together to develop a consensus on what should the priorities be in the region.
Our mission is to bring together all of these entities across jurisdictions and across our region and across our watershed to make decisions and build consensus that will have an impact on our future.
That is what TMACOG is all about. Really, our business is communication, be it transportation or water quality.
We need to talk. We need to share ideas.
Because to solve the problems in the region, we all have to work together.
Everybody has equal voice if they join TMACOG.
At my first executive board meeting, I looked around and I couldn't tell you what political party any of these people were, because we were there for one reason, and that was to help our community that we represented.
When TMACOG does bring people together, all egos seem to get left at the door, and everyone is working for what's the best solution for the region.
Transportation-wise, TMACOG's involved with transit planning as well as freight planning, as well as safety planning. As far as transit planning goes, TMACOG is at the forefront with getting people around the region as best as possible, as most efficiently as possible. And we're not talking about everybody in a car. Some people don't have access to vehicles, so we encourage them to use transit. So we're trying to boost transit and always looking to better the region that way as well.
TMACOG's been working on regional water quality issues for over 30 years, working with local governments to plan for water and wastewater. More recently, we've begun working in the last 10 to 15 years with local governments to plan for stormwater that falls in their jurisdiction, making sure that it doesn't pollute our waterways. We also work on a watershed scale to address issues of agricultural runoff and habitat restoration.
What has TMACOG done in the last 50 years?
Over the past 50 years, TMACOG has been involved in numerous projects around the region, and some to date would include the McCord Road grade separation, the Chessie Circle acquisition, the Divergent Diamond Interchange on 25 and 475 in Perrysburg, as well as the Veterans Glass City Skyway Bridge. TMACOG's been involved in a number of notable water quality related projects, including the Ottawa River restoration on campus at UT, the removal of the Highland Dam on Swan Creek, and more recently we've been working with local communities to build green infrastructure in their neighborhoods that manages stormwater and beautifies vacant lots in the center of Toledo.
They've done the 208 program for the sewage, and I know nobody likes talking about sewage and that type of thing, but it's an important thing to do, and what it offers for TMACOG.
The thing that I'm most proud of that TMACOG did was we developed the Ohio Conference on Freight. The state of Ohio now has a stronger freight focus than it did before we started this program over a decade ago.
TMACOG is the unsung hero of regional development. We've got all different types of economic development agencies, chambers of commerce, and the one constant that is always there behind the scenes helping to move agendas forward is TMACOG.
I love my job, and I hope that over the coming decades that I will have a role in making a measurable impact on our future.
There's just a real desire to make it a great organization for the future.
In the future, I see a strong regional transit system in the Toledo area because that's the way that the future is going, especially with the millennial generation who wants to get away from the car-centric areas. They want to be more reliable on public transportation or their bicycle or walking for places. And I think TMACOG is going to be at the forefront of that in the future.
I think the future of the Toledo metropolitan area is very bright. A number of the projects that we have coming into play aren't just highway projects, but we're funding a number of bikeway projects currently that are helping to tie together bikeway networks throughout our region. Our roadway network is going to be vastly improved, hopefully in the next few years, with the work that's going on projects like this on I-475 and completion of the I-75 corridor. So our region should be much easier to get around, much more attractive to economic development, And I think TMACOG has been a large part of that through both our funding efforts and our planning efforts.
Well, I hope the future is going to be built right here in the greater Toledo area with the workforce that we have, and that's one of the critical pieces that we play at Penna Career Center, is providing those training opportunities for those skilled labor jobs that are going to be needed to help build and maintain that infrastructure, because it's critical that when you put any infrastructure in, you want to be able to maintain that so that you're going to get the best useful life out of that to make sure those tax dollars are being used in the best way possible.
It's always nice to see that whole path. And so the 50 years of work they came from the original concept to where they're at, and all that they've done through the years, I can't imagine what they will be doing in another 50 years.
Well, TMACOG has a great future. It's becoming more and more apparent as time goes on. You're going to hear a lot more about TMACOG.